Thank you so much, Nelson. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and Roland for that very kind introduction, and Joe Farias, my dear friend for a long, long time, who, like the three that you have before you, I think meet the Jeffersonian definition of virtue of aristocracy among men and women, and it has as its basis virtue and talent. And I truly mean that, because I think they have really been a wonderful, sterling leadership for this community, as well as many of the elected officials who I see in this audience. I want to tell you that Nelson, what doesn't kill us will only strengthen us. And that's about all the consolation I have on my life. I mean, you've been down that road a little. It is not the worst thing in the world. We hate to lose, of course. But you know, there were times when I had to find something to console myself with, and that was it. But I wanted to tell you that there's a huge transformational East Side event going on right now that I think is going to bode well for all of the Central City. Now, my goal is to not only support the Central City, but every suburban area has a problem that they could become a devised area that would have, it would be cast aside and not valued the way it should be. But we're committed to making sure that every area of Bexar County is elevated and respected and dignified. And you will find that as this city grows, they will need to revalue those parts of our city that have been kind of cast aside and not dealt with in a manner that we would be appreciative of, huh? Right. Yes. So I know that's what Judge Wolf stands for. I know that's what Representatives Gutierrez and Farias stand for. We stand for everybody having dignity, everybody having a nice community. You don't have to live in the Dominion to have a nice neighborhood. You could probably even have a bad neighbor in the Dominion, I bet, huh? Some kook who managed to stumble onto a couple $1 million, and there they are. You know? But over here, we need good neighbors, and so we have good neighborhood associations that can help us. We have a school district that can help us. Out in the county, I have the finest sheriff that I've seen in my time on the Commissioner's Court, Judge Amadeo Ortiz, who takes care of my unincorporated Northeast area, where I have 40 to 50 city-like, just like with Joe and Roland, 40 to 50 city-like subdivisions in the unincorporated county. They do not have the tools of the city like our code compliance. You guys and gals, that we have a real brief sprint. It's like a jet fighter pilot coming off an aircraft carrier. When that baton goes down, in 3 seconds, he's either in the air or he's in the water. We're not going to be in the water. We're going to be in the air. We're going to be flying high. And on the 2nd of March, which is Texas Independence Day, we will not only declare our independence again in commemoration of those brave and valiant souls who fought 8 separate battles or skirmishes in Bexar County to deliver us from Spain and Mexico into the land of the free and the home of the brave. Don't you agree?
Yes.
We cannot afford to pave over every inch of our land that we have. Yes, welcome to Bexar County. Now let's appreciate its wonderful vaulted historic role in the founding of not only Texas, but a goodly part of the western half. So we have a hugely historic role in this community to preserve. You know, it's like Chief Seattle said, we don't inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. And so it is that, Roland, when your 2 children, and Joe and Nelson and all of us, when those children come into this community and into this world in our community, and Colin Respondic and others will know that they have a great community that we've left them, and we have a great legacy of leadership and of greatness and freedom and responsibility and neighborhoods that are neighborly.
Yes.
Neighborhoods that are neighborly. I want to mention this to you, and I'm going to wrap up on this note. Years ago I read this, that Gallup, the great pollster, George Gallup, he ran a poll and he found that only 7% of Americans had done anything in a political campaign before, besides vote. But 80% or more would participate physically if only asked.
Yeah.
That's right.
Knock and the door shall be open. Ask and you shall receive. You must ask. And so I'm asking you for 7 weeks, not even 2 months, Nelson.
That's right.
I mean, Texas Independence Day is upon us almost. Early voting starts on the 16th of February.
Yeah.
See why I tell you it's like a jet fighter pilot came off an aircraft carrier in 3 seconds, and most of them are in the air, and we're going to be in the air.
Amen.
But I need to make sure we have the thrusting power to make sure that everything is great. Holding me up on the home front, my lovely wife, Karen. And if she's not there, 2 houses down is my other woman in my life. Stand up, Mom. 85 and going strong.
Hey, don't say her age. What's up with that?
Yeah, she met this fly boy at the USO in World War II. He was from a dirt poor family that was sharecropping in the Dust Bowl, Oklahoma. His father had a 3rd grade education, and in 8th grade his dad offered him a great opportunity. Go ahead and quit school and get you 10 acres to work out in the hot sun, bending over, and dusty, gritty, hard work. And he told his dad, no, Dad, actually, I'm going to go ahead on and go to college, and there's going to be a day when I'm never going to pick another row of cotton. And that's the person that this young lady married in 1947 or 8. I don't know which year. It was before I arrived, though.
Whoa.
Yeah, she got it right. I kid her every once in a while and say, well, did y'all get married in 1950? I was born in 49. Oh, she doesn't like that. The fact of the matter is that she came from that greatest generation that survived the Depression, that graduated from high school into World War II, and then came back and raised all of us kids in neighborhoods where you did not have to lock the front door. The front porch was a place for sifting and sorting out the good, the bad, and the ugly. Parents watched over each other's kids. They even spanked them when they were wrong.
That's right.
They did, and their parents affirmed that, said you shouldn't have been doing that.
Yep.
Right.
They didn't say, well, let me go talk to the police about it. You know, I mean, it was an era of common sense.
It was.
And I hope that our neighborhoods will never forget the lessons of that era of coming up where people were truly each other's neighbors. They loved each other. They lived with each other. They stood with each other. And that's what we're going to do in Precinct 4. And I know that Judge Wolf and I are dedicated to doing that. It's your lovely county, the greatest county in the state of Texas. Thank you.